My name is Alicia, but if you were to look at my 2.zoot, you would think my name is Alyssa because they spelled my name wrong. I went to go change it, but they told me that I can only change my name once every 7 years, and obviously it's my fault that they spelled my name wrong. So welcome to Israel, Alyssa. Anyway, I'm from Wisconsin, and I know what you're thinking. There are Jews in Wisconsin? And the answer is no, I left. By the way, does anyone here know Wisconsin's claim to fame? Anyone? Anyone? Why, it's none other than the Golda Meir, raised in our sweet city of Milwaukee. Not that any Israelis know that. It's a great source of pride for Wisconsin, but the only reason Israelis have ever heard of Wisconsin is because of that 70s show. Like, an Israeli could be walking through Milwaukee, pass by the Golda Meir Library, wondering why that's a thing, before coming across Milwaukee's famous bronze statue of Henry Winkler for his depiction of the Fonz from the wildly successful TV show Happy Days, and say, hey, is that Kelso? Fun fact, Golda Meir's name was actually Glenda, but they spelled it wrong when she made Aliyah, and she didn't feel like changing it 7 years later, so decided just to go with Golda. And I've been in Israel for 10 years now. My accent sounds like I just arrived here yesterday, but no. These days I try to own it though, you know, like how Israelis do with the word Massachusetts. They own up to their lack of ability to pronounce it. Any Israelis in the crowd? Anyone? Anyone? I know you're just dying to say Massachusetts right now, so why don't we just get that out of the way real quick? Anyway, so I try to own it. I'll just drop ratios all over the place. Baror, tamror, dror. Yeah, I can't say it. But when I first made Aliyah, I was very embarrassed about my accent. And you know what? The phone number I was given had 4 4s in it. 054, 954, 64, 04. Such assholes. To give that phone number to an Ola Khadasha, right? As if there weren't enough reasons to hate the phone company Orange, bad cell service, and giving all the 4s to Olim Khadashim. Fuck Orange. Anyway, been in Israel 10 years. My feelings about Orange have not changed, and I still can't pronounce Reish. I'm not self-conscious about it anymore, but don't worry. I did change my phone number. Yep, 10 years. And let me tell you, there's a bit of a culture shock coming to Israel. Israelis can be very straightforward. Some might say aggressive. But they're also aggressively friendly. Like, they'll invite me to Shabbos before they even know my name. In America, if you even just ask someone for directions, they're like, why are you even talking to me? Whereas if you ask an Israeli how to get somewhere, even if they don't know, they'll give you extremely precise directions. Oh, the library? They didn't even know there was a library in Tel Aviv. You just go 3 blocks, take a left, take a right, and then it's just past the 4th best chumutziyah in Tel Aviv. Anyway, crazy times right now. None of us thought this is how 2020 was going to go down. But you know what I find to be absolutely insane? So I'm a student right now. In class, the teacher is seated behind a plastic shield. We're all seated 2 meters apart. Everyone is wearing masks, all these crazy restrictions, and with regular inspections to make sure that we're complying with these rules. I'll be sitting at my desk and watch some of my classmates come in, and as they walk in, they kiss the mezuzah. All these precautions, and we're still kissing mezuzahs? Like, this is a tradition that we need to leave behind. At least for the duration of the pandemic, but probably forever, because there'll be more pandemics. We could blow kisses at the mezuzah, like, hey God, hey. Or just the other week, I was at a Shabbos dinner, and we're still passing around the Kiddush wine. Just because it's blessed does not mean it can't have Corona. Honestly, an entire table drinking from the same glass was probably a bad idea before the pandemic too, so let's scratch that tradition off the list as well. And of course we're all still hanging out. Fine, we're only human, we need to be social. But how are we still passing around joints? There's a pandemic out there, people. We have got to be more responsible about this. BYOJ. Bring your own joint. Also, what's the deal with everyone wearing masks below their noses? Is it because we all have Jewish noses and they're too big for our masks? Actually, personally, I have been having a hard time with the whole mask thing, and it's not because I'm one of those crazy anti-mask corona deniers or anything. But if I'm being completely honest, I could be doing better. I mean, when I'm walking my dog, I try to put it on when I'm passing people. Otherwise, it's just too hot. You know what I think would get us all to wear our masks properly despite the heat? If it also kept out those city smells. Like just down the street, there are 3 blocks that smell like cat litter. The next block smells like trash, and the entire city smells like piss. A mask that could keep that all out would have us all on Team Mask. Masks. Keeping out the corona, keeping out the city smells. Also, my mom is always passive-aggressively trying to get me to move back to Wisconsin. And one of the things she does is constantly send me air quality reports of Tel Aviv to point out how bad the air pollution is here. So while we're at it, why don't we add keeping out the air pollution to our list of mask features? Now that is a good product. Masks, protecting us from COVID, city smells, and air pollution. Boom. Speaking of, please don't tell my mom I'm up here tonight without a mask. Jewish mothers, am I right? My mom actually converted to Judaism. I don't know if she was recruited because of her Jewish guilt capacity or if it's something they teach you in conversion class. But this one time, there was a war going on. And when I was talking to her, she says, "Oh, buck up. You could at least be on the lookout for a nice Jewish husband and all those runs to the bomb shelter." Yes, even when I'm crying about war to my mother, she manages to remind me of how single I am. I see a lot of men in the audience tonight. Any of you in the dating scene? I myself have given up on dating Tel Avivim and am currently dating a Colombian. But on behalf of all women, can we talk about our biggest complaint of Tel Avivi men? Y'all do not know how to reciprocate. And it's not just the lack of oral, but a general lack of foreplay. Like, we're all born on a bus. You need to knock on the door before you come in. Sorry, that wasn't so much a joke as a public service announcement. Any Trump fans in the audience? BB fans? Yeah? Yeah? Sorry, that's not a joke either. I just want to know who to avoid after the show. Israel. Such a melting pot of cultures. BB fans, the rest of us, Moroccans, Yemenites, Tunisians, Olim from all around the world. I love it. Every ethnicity has their own unique foods and customs that add to the vibrancy of this country. There are also some interesting folk remedies that I come across now and again. Like, if you have a stomach ache, Moroccans say to rub arak on your stomach. Now, I've never tried this personally, but formerly known as Giveret arak. I think that the only thing arak is good for is ruining your reputation. Another one I've heard is for cold, to soak garlic and onion in honey and then drink it. I'm not sure about that one either, but at least the smell will keep other people from you so that you don't pass on your germs. And since we all seem to be having a hard time with masks, maybe we should adapt that one so we can at least make sure to keep our distance. Anyway, like I mentioned, I'm dating a Colombian, also an Ole. He brings a lot of fun culture to our relationship, dancing, arepas, more arepas. And he's great at English and Hebrew. I'm not so great at Spanish. So every once in a while, we're having some interesting communications. For example, one time he was trying to tell me that he had a lisp when he was little, but didn't know the word for lisp. So what he told me was that when he was little, he sounded like a Spaniard. He also just has some adorable cultural things that he brings to our relationship. And of course, his own culture's healing magic. When I'm not feeling well, he says, sana, sana, culito de rana. Si no sana hoy, sanara mañana. Anyone know Spanish? Anyone here know what that means? Heal, heal, little butt of the frog. If you don't heal today, you'll heal tomorrow. Yeah, Colombian voodoo magic, I don't know, but I love it. It never works, but then he makes me Repas, and that does make me feel better. As a Wisconsinite, I don't have that much culture to add to our relationship. Wisconsin culture consists of beer and cheese, and even something called beer cheese soup. Yes, that's a real thing. I'm not making it up. But as far as healing remedies, I don't think that would go very far. And moving on. Not too long ago, I saw an ad looking for pakachim. Do you value order in your city? Do you want to make 32 shekels an hour? Like, who are these people that are saying, why, yes, I do want to make people's lives miserable and be hated by everyone for 2 shekels above minimum wage? See someone with his elderly dog sitting next to him without a leash and give him a ticket for the dog being off leash. Totally making the city a better place with law and order. Actually, one time, a week after I adopted my dog, he got loose from me and ran off. And as I was chasing him, I got stopped by a pakach for my dog being off leash. Like, clearly this is an accident and I'm not walking my dog without a leash. Not only that, but because I was busy getting a ticket, my dog got away and I couldn't catch him. And later someone found him all the way in the safari in Ramat Gan. No idea how he made it all the way there. He is an Israeli dog though, so probably Trumping, but who's to say? That same day, a rhino escaped from the safari. Now, I'm not saying he had anything to do with it, but quite the coincidence, if you ask me. I've had Yoni for 4 years now. Just kidding. I know what you're all thinking. Yoni? What a weird name for a dog. No. His name is actually Johnny, which somehow makes so much more sense to all of you. Yeah, so his name is Johnny. He came with that name. I'm not that boring. But not long after adopting him, I found that Johnny is one of the most popular dog names in the city. And my question is why? Like, why, in the Hebrew-speaking nation of Israel, would one of the most common dog names be Johnny and not Yoni? Ah, well. Maybe it all started as a misspelling, but no one wanted to take the trouble 7 years later to change it, so the name Johnny is here to stay.